Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we have to talk about Ascension, and honestly, at this point, I have two kind of like distinct observations. Number one is Kabam is making it more complicated than it has to be, and it has all the makings of the relic fiasco, because again, with relics, they did not need to be so overcomplicated. Relics did not need their own special ISO, their own special catalyst, their own signature levels, ascension levels. They did not need to be tied into prestige and so on and so forth. From relics, really, it could have been, you know, whatever it is right now, StatCast relic type thing.
At Yoda 5
So,
euros. Sorry, my English is bad. Can you repeat?
I cannot repeat, but you can rewind. So, the thing with relics is Kabam definitely overcomplicated relics to the point where, number one, they got quite expensive to produce. Number two, they tried to make sure that every aspect of relic existence can be monetized, because they could sell the catalyst, they can sell the sig stones, they can sell the new type of crystals, they can sell this, that, and everything. When, again, there was no need to make it so complicated. And after yesterday's stream, that is like my first observation with the relics. Because I was watching the reactions of people in the Kabam stream and in my stream, and a lot of people's heads were just exploding. And yes, eventually we will, you know, get around what's needed, what's not needed, and, you know, make sense of it in, like, realistic day-to-day terms, which has more value, and, you know, how expensive these chase items should be. But it's going to take us a while, but most importantly, this game's already a massive jungle for newer and less committed players, and that is just making situation way worse. I think, again, somebody, you know, did 3-hour job and expanded into a 3-month job and came up with an overcomplicated mess. As such, I'm having my reservations on that, because Kabam again is finding ways to monetize everything. As an example of that, we're gonna have these where's that picture, like, we already know about several different crystals, and then we're gonna have the tier 2 primordial dust that we have earned. We're gonna have these skill ascension tokens, which starting from ascension level 2 again is gonna be a resource that we're gonna chase in a separate crystal, so you can kind of look at it as, you know, another class form of catalysts, which do not need to exist there. And there you go, they already have crystals for it. And that is not great. That is not great. The second observation is that the poors, the plebs, the non-whales generally can't ascend any new champions. So that is also a crucial thing, because over time, Kabam has been taking away choice for players systematically with their champion design, with their node design, when they, you know, design these overcomplicated node combinations where only a handful of champions like work well. So basically that is Kabam telling you which champion you should be using there, or you're gonna have a bad time. Same goes with champion rotations. We used to have champions where you could just choose, go for level 1, 2, or 3, whether you want to rely on heavy attacks or do something else, depending on what you're trying to achieve in the fight. Now we have champions that say specifically you need 2 level 1s, dash back, jump on your left leg, you know, do a cartwheel, and then, you know, activate level 2 and cash in on a big damage. That, to me, again, is not a good thing, because that is Kabam kind of like dictating players how they should play. And the same goes now with the new exclusive champions, which can become available in specific times and one ways only. And the same thing is now happening with Titan shards, because previously we had, you know, 6-star shards. We could choose the open featured or regular crystals. Now Kabam has taken that choice away from us, because those shards are separated. And it further goes with Ascension, basically, because if you are poor, pleb, with no large amounts of disposable income that you're willing to part your ways with, you're not going to be able to send any new champions until like 2027. Because this is the crucial bit, and I'm going to read this post verbatim as it is stated here, and then we're going to, you know, discuss it further. Ascension for new champions will be exclusive to featured Hero Valiant crystals to start off. These champions and their Ascension materials will become available again to earn in some form whenever at some point in 27. Okay, that wasn't verbatim, my bad. No exact details to share at this time. The 7-star champions will still enter the Titan pool, but not with Ascension materials. We know featured Volume crystals aren't as blast to open, so we're making them better. That's fine. But effectively, unless you are...
Hairy armpits, $10.
Unless you are wailing for the crystals. Because realistically, as a free-play player, you can't grind enough units to open any meaningful amount of these, Valiant crystals, so people just don't. Valiant crystals, effectively, at this point in the game, are an exclusive to big spenders. That means unless you are actively spending money on the game, you're not going to be able to send any of the new champions, which will leave you with only being able to send, the baseball champions or whichever champion Kabam wants you to send via some sort of content or event or a promotion. Which Ascension being as big of a deal as like an extra rank 5, or God forbid, you rank 5 champion and send that champion. Kabam is just selling way more power than they ever have. Because this Ascension, the way I look at it right now, is that Kabam, for the first time ever, is selling champions with exclusive catalysts that are at the highest tier of the game that you cannot acquire anywhere else.
Shut up and take my money!
Trip 187, $5.
And that has never happened in the game. Because Kabam at no point has ever offered us a crystal like, a Valiant crystal that would be for tier 7 basics and tier 5 alphas. You still had to work within the confines of whatever deals and offers are.
Heinz, $11.11.
Being made!
Katie, what's going on?
Hey, Heinz. So, this is like a very scary perspective. It really is. And that alone makes me kind of feel that this system is gonna go in a similar way to Relic system, except that this time players have no choice. But again, I do feel it's overcomplicated, and I also feel like it's over monetized right now. And to be perfectly clear, I want this to work. I want the game to be as good as it can be, and I want Kabam to make money, and I want as many new players to be playing the game and enjoying the game. And, this isn't it, though. Giving players zero zilch, no option to send any of the new champions. Because it will have triggering downfall effects. It will snowball down to the players. For example, when you obtain champions from Titan crystals now, all of a sudden that is...
Heinz, $11.11. Oops,
all of a sudden,
Antino, you are recording.
That becomes significantly less relevant. Kabam have legitimately found the way how to devalue, quote unquote, the best and most expensive crystal in the game they have had. And there's no replacement for it. There are no Titan Plus shards, there are no Titan Ascension shards, which shit, I just probably gave Kabam an idea. There's gonna be Titan shards and Ascension Titan shards. That'll be much harder to acquire, I suppose. I don't know. But the fact that there's no plan, it definitely rubs me the wrong way. Because obviously, yeah. The drop rates, I'm not even going to really mention them because I don't think many people plan on opening these crystals, but it's the drop rate to get a base pool essential cluster drop from Empower crystals is 0.45%. It means on average, there's a grace system of 120 crystals. So 120 crystals times that by 24,000 units. 24,000 units is what you're what you are expected to spend to be able to send one champion. So launch pool not ever expanding. I don't know why Kabam thought this is a great idea. Like, I would have wanted the base launch pool to expand because it kind of sucks. And with time, there would be a chance that Kabam, brings in good champions in this base pool. Like, currently, for instance, 7-star base pool has a ton of amazing champions. Yes, it's very impractical for targeting champions. But, let's put it like this. If Kabam never changed the 7-star base pool, would 7-star shards and 7-star crystals be more or less valuable today? they would be absolutely worthless because everybody would have had all the champions already at like SIG 200, and not to mention the fact that most of the champions in the base pool are outdated today and are irrelevant. Like 2/3 of the base pool would be considered to be mid and subpar champions today. So base pool not expanding, they presented it as some sort of good thing for players. It's not. It means that the base pool will forever remain shit, and with every passing day, it's going to become less relevant and valuable. So, I don't know. An Ascension idea in itself, I'm not like categorically against. The way it's being managed, I'm not a fan of at all. And I do believe that this game's already super expensive to play at any meaningful level. If you are a free-to-play player, it's you have to be blessed by God and Mary Magdalene herself to be able to play this game at remotely high level as completely free-to-play player. Like that's just a fact of it. You are a genetically blessed human being if you're able to play this game semi-competitively or competitively without spending some significant money on this game. And seemingly, regardless of the financial success
Hairy armpits, $10.
of Kabam,
If Blue Marvel sucks, we riot.
there's just no such thing as like enough monetization or game balance. And with every one of the new things that Kabam is introducing in the game, the burden on the player and is growing, and the actual reward for playing the game is decreasing compared to the reward for paying for the game. And it is not a fun place to be. As I said in one of my previous videos, I used to spend fairly substantial amount of money on this game, several hundreds of dollars a month without the big sales. And Kabam just, at that point, priced me out. Like, those several hundred were not enough. Because at that point, effectively, Kabam was demanding thousands to get the new champions, to rank them, to have the rank up materials, to have this, to have that. And I just couldn't keep up, so it burned me out. Where at this point, you know, maybe I spend $100 a month on a game. Probably less. Definitely less. And this is just one of those things that every new thing that Kabam adds in the, you know, monetization aspect to this degree is gonna burn out somebody else. So what I'm gonna say, I better hope Kabam knows what they are doing with this, because community at large, from what I have seen, is not convinced that they do. There's still a lot of uncertainty in the air. You know, I'm fully willing to accept that Kabam has some sort of plan where free-to-play players will somehow be able to send some of these champions, and maybe they have a grand strategy. But if players don't know anything of it, or we haven't been at the very least kind of like reassured about, you know, no, it's not going to be that catastrophic, we're going to do this, that, and that, it doesn't matter. It might as well not exist in the perception of the players. And I do think that is one of the things where Kabam, despite their 2.5-hour long stream with a shit ton of pointless yapping, completely failed to reassure the players that this is, you know, a reasonable, good, planned out type thing. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think. Is Kabam finally learning from their 10 years of experience?
Shut up and take my money!
Shaved ankles, $10. We love you, Katie.
I love you too. Who shaves ankles though? Anyways, so that's what I currently think about Ascension. I am genuinely worried about the degree of monetization in the Ascension information released to the players. Let me know what you think, and thank you very much. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all